Hello there, I'm Leo. You guys know who I am by now. I'm one of Thomas's younger siblings. And this is Michael and Susie, one of Ames's older sisters. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And today I get to watch some Victor Tanzik. Smuggling. Uh-oh, smuggling. Don't do that, folks. It's bad.
Powerful vehicle on land, and the engines of sodor are the power behind the docks industries. The train, for its type, is the most powerful vehicle on land, and the engines of sodor are the power behind the docks, industries, and branch lines that make up the world-renowned Northwestern Railway. These are the stories of sodor. Henry's accident with the flying kipper was by far the worst to ever happen to us nor'easters up to that point. The men at Grogan's Gate did their best to fix him, but he would require more extensive repairs. So arrangements were made to transfer him to the LNER's workshop at Darlington. On the day this was to take place, Donald stopped by the works to visit our number 3. "Oh, Henry, I'm so sorry about this." "What for? It wasn't your fault." "Yes, it was. It was the back half of my train you crashed into. And if you'd done it on purpose, I probably would blame you. But you didn't, and I don't. Phew. The only thing I blame for the crash is the wretched snow for forcing that signal down. But I still feel guilty for killing one of your guards in the crash. Take your own advice, Henry. You didn't do it on purpose, so you're blameless for his death." "What was his name?" "Michael Creedy." "Did he have a family?" "Aye, a wife and 2 boys." "You might not blame me, Donald, but I'm willing to bet they will." "No, they won't. His wife's not a vindictive woman, and his wee lads, they're smart enough to understand. If you see them, can you tell them how sorry I am?" "I will. Don't you fret. I'm sorry I can't stick around any longer, Henry, but I've got a goods train to pick up a barrow." "I understand. Work must go on. Thank you so much for stopping by, Donald. It's really appreciated. It was the least I could do. Actually, the least you could have done was nothing." "Too true. Anyway, I best be off. Take care of yourself, Henry." "You too, lad." "I swear, officer, I didn't know what was in that crate." "No one's accusing you, Francis. I need you to calm down and answer a few questions. Did you happen to see who handled that particular crate?" "Not really. It just looked like an ordinary crate to me." "Once it was loaded aboard yourself, did anyone come back to check on it?" "No, sir." "Do you know if anyone, trucks or workers, have been approached about transporting illicit goods?" "Well, yes. There's a rumor going around that one of the workmen is on the take, but I don't know who." "Interesting. Thank you, Francis. I'll be sure to investigate this further. Goodness, Whiff, what's going on? The coppers found something on board that train. What sort of something? Since their dog is going off, I'm guessing it's not soap. Ah, bloomin' smugglers! They're a blight upon the world. Tell me about it. How do you suppose they sleep at night? Quite well, I imagine. I mean, if they had any morals, they wouldn't be in that line of work. Then it's a good thing engines like Joey are fighting back against those prats. Indeed. I just hope it'll be enough. For as long as there have been railways, there have been those seeking to exploit them for good and bad reasons. Smuggling had always been a problem, as trains can obviously go further and carry more cargo than most other vehicles. Most of the time, it was as simple as passengers hiding a small package on themselves or in their luggage. Then, there were the cases of rolling stock being altered, of having extra compartments designed to hold larger items. It also wasn't unheard of for the smugglers to have railwaymen on their payroll. And following the thieving incident with Wendell, the Railway Security Directorate began cracking down on smuggling. Huge rings were broken up and many arrests were made. This forced the smugglers to become more creative in their law breaking. Could you run that by me again, Inspector? They coated the blades in wax and tried to pass them off as large candles. Really? Phew. I don't know whether to be impressed or disturbed by such ingenuity. Me neither. My men are questioning the ship's crew, and I would like to start among your staff as well, Mr. Zorro. What for? This ship dropped its cargo here, sir. It's possible they were working with someone in port. Like the harbor staff? Wouldn't that make more sense? That's an avenue we will also investigate. But with all due respect, sir, you can't deny the checkered history your company has had. We would never dare dabble in smuggling. Then you have nothing to worry about, do you? No. But I suppose it's pointless arguing with you about it. Then we can count on your cooperation? You can. My staff are at your disposal. Good. Because there's one I'd like to question immediately. Who? No, sir. I don't know anything about wax-coated blades. Really? Because I checked the manifest, and you were scheduled to take the train they were found on. How do you explain that? I can't, sir. So it's pure coincidence that an engine who spent a month in Railgate for various crimes is tasked with taking a train transporting stolen articles? Yes, sir. It is. I have no control over the schedules. Indeed, I'm the one who organizes it. And I assure you, neither myself or Jeffrey know anything about that shipment's ill-gotten cargo. I see. Well, thank you for your cooperation, gentlemen. Happy to help, sir. I'm available whenever you need me for further questioning. Thank you, Jeffrey. Do you want to grill any more of my engines, Inspector? No. But I would like to question the one called Diesel. Tell me something, Mr. Zorro. With his record, why on earth have you held on to him? Because he's a good worker. When he's not lobbing vans at rival engines? He should be over by the Eastern Piers. Follow me. Well, he had some nerve accusing you, Jeffrey. His suspicions are hardly unfounded, Reginald. What exactly do you mean by that? I mean, if I were investigating a crime, an ex-convict would most likely be my first suspect too. You've done your time, and you've been a moral engine ever since. Perhaps, but that doesn't eliminate the stigma of being a crook, no matter how much you accomplish after getting out. When you put it like that, it makes me wonder why anyone would ever become a criminal. I can't can't speak for everyone, but for me, it was pure ego. The belief that I could do anything and get away with it. And for the longest time, that was the case. It was inevitable I was going to get caught. If you had known, would you have stopped? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm glad I was. Railgate was an experience I sorely needed. It gave me the incentive to never go back to a life of crime. Phew. And they say imprisonment doesn't work. You lads hear about those blades they found at Brendan yesterday? Yes. What a surprise the middies were involved. Phew. I don't understand how the railway board can allow such shoddy engines to continue working on sodor. I know. Why the Fat Controller didn't give them the boot is beyond me. I hate to see it, lads, but maybe that was for the best. How do you figure? Well, this island may be small, but I doubt 8 of us would be enough to run the whole thing. But if the LNER was given complete control, we'd get more engines, Percy. If that happened, I can guarantee 2 things. 1, there wouldn't be anywhere near the amount of crime on the rails. And 2, stupid accidents like the one Henry was in could be avoided. Be fair, James. That could have happened to anyone. It could have been caused by anyone. But it wasn't, and it didn't. Now Mr. Starr has to call in a replacement for Henry while he's at Darlington. When's he meant to arrive? Today, apparently. I was to take him to Knapford. That might be him now. How do, lads? My name's Winston. Hi, Winston. Welcome to Sodor. I'm Thomas. This is Percy and James. Nice to meet you all. I was told to report to you, Thomas. Yeah, I'm to take you on to Knapford. Chops. Say, before we head off, I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Do you have an engine named Edward working for you? Yes, we do. You wouldn't be the Winston who worked with him on the Furness Railway, would you? I would. You've heard of me? Edward's told us stories. I should have guessed. He always did enjoy a good yarn. What did he say specifically? That you were the backbone for the Furness Railway, being its goods engine and all. Oh, he's always been a good sort. I can't wait to see him. He might be up at Knapford right now. If we get going, you can see him soon. That'd be great. Lead on, Thomas. Okay then, follow me. Nice meeting you two. I look forward to working with you. What's the matter, Eric? You look rather pensive. No, I was just thinking, why hasn't Mr. Starr ever had me pull coaches? I don't know, old chap. Do you want to pull coaches? I'd like to give it a go. It can be pretty boring just taking trucks all the time. Maybe he doesn't think I'd be any good at passenger trains. More likely, he doesn't know you're interested. If you tell him you are, I'm sure he'll let you try your butler at it. What if he says no? Then he says no. That's the worst that can come of it. But I think it more likely he'll be impressed by your ambition. And if you prove you're capable of handling goods and passenger trains, you'll become that much more useful to him. Do you think I'd be any good at it? With the right instruction, I think so. Right instruction? How difficult could it be? I said the exact same thing when I was learning to handle goods trains for the first time. It is very different, Eric. But if you lean on our experiences, you'll do very well. Thomas is a great teacher, so I'd start with him. Here he comes now. So why don't... What the... What's wrong, Edward? It can't be. Hey up, Edward, me old mucker. How are you? I don't believe it. Winston, what are you doing here? He's Henry's replacement, Edward. Well, bust my boiler. This is a surprise. Especially for me. If I hadn't approached you from the front, I'd have never picked it was you, Edward. What with that fancy paint job and all. I see you haven't changed your coat since we last saw each other. Still opting for the Furness Red, eh? Furness and proud of it. Too true, old chap. Ah, it's going to be wonderful having you here. We have so much to catch up on. But, as it tends to be with most things, business has to come before pleasure. As I said last time, the ice wouldn't be so thick on Sodor's waterways this winter, so shipping remained largely unaffected. This ensured we were kept busy throughout the season. Needless to say, Winston was a tremendous help. He got along with everyone, even a couple of the middies. I'm pleased to say he and I also had ample time to talk about the old days, sharing these reminiscences with the rest of the lads. Indeed, we rang in the new year on a very high note. Morning, chaps. Good morning, Homer. How was your new year? Before or after I lost 200 quid? 200 quid? Are you having us on? I wish I was. How did you... You know what? Never mind. That doesn't matter. Blimey, Homer. I thought you had it under control. I did. But I figure it being New Year, why not let loose a bit? Because you can't control yourself when you get started. You've dug yourself in deep this time, mate. Since you're still walking about, I'm guessing you haven't told Marge. No, but I'll have to. She's going to leave me for sure this time. I know it. That's if you're lucky. If not, this might be the last time we see you breathing. What am I going to do? Start praying, mate. Start praying hard. What am I going to tell Marge and the kids? How about nothing? Crikey! Who in blazes are you? Someone willing to help you with your current predicament. £200 is quite a substantial debt. How did you... Wait, I know you. You work at the yard. And I've made a tidy bundle because of it. You have? How? By working for me, of course. I would like to offer you the same opportunity. What sort of opportunity? £300 for a day's work? £300? Doing what? Delivering a few packages. That's all. Packages of what? You don't need to know. On second thoughts, I think I'll pass. Very well. Give my regards to your lovely wife and your 3 adorable children. When's the delivery? Tomorrow. My associate here will slip my cargo into the yard. You will then load it aboard your train and escort it to its destination at the harbor. There, you will be greeted by another associate of mine who will take it from there. Understood? Yes. Good. Welcome aboard. Good morning, partner. Don't call me that. Oh, lighten up. Where's the package? It's in the 5th van from the front. I've marked the crate with an X. Will anyone else on the train know what's going on? Maybe the engine and their crew? Or maybe no one. I don't know. He doesn't tell me much. Then how am I going to deliver the crate at the harbour? Someone will approach you and ask if the train is carrying any special items. You'll tell them where the crate is. Once they've taken it, they'll pay you, and you go about your business. Simple as that. Just how long have you been doing this? Long enough to afford a summer home in Jamaica? You're joking. No? This little sideline is very profitable. If you stick with it, you'll never have to worry about losing your home or your wife to that little gambling habit of yours. I'm only going to do this once, and then I'm out. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, mate. Well, the train went out in Tonga. Are you sure he's up to the task? He's too desperate to not see it through. I hope so. Because my associates wish to bring in a large quantity of the product and will require a secure route for transportation. I'm sure if you offer the same rate, plus a little extra, he'll be too happy to oblige. Well, maybe not happy, but he'll still do it. You seem awfully sure about that. My old man was a compulsive gambler. Trust me, they can't stop. I will pass on your advice to my associates. If they agree, we can begin next week. Police! Don't move! What? Gentlemen, you're under arrest for smuggling, distribution of narcotics, larceny, bribery, and extortion. Bother. Tomsky, go tell Joey he can intercept that train now. Right, Sarge. Typical. I was making excellent time and a mini fouls it up. Why do you assume this is my fault? Because any engine depraved enough to conspire against the Flying Scotsman is almost certain to have a role in any act of wrongdoing. How many times must I apologize for that? As many as needed. If you can be bothered to remove your smoke box from your tender for a moment, you will notice I too have been shunted. Which is fortunate, because ignorance irritates me. And I can now ask you in person what you have done. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like you had nothing to do with those wax-coated blades. There is coincidence, and then there is complicity. I am complicit in nothing. We shall see. illegal narcotics. I need you to uncouple at once and come with me, Gordon. Excuse me.
That was a mouthful, said Susie. Indeed, said Leo. Thank you so much for watching. Accept your reactions. Friday. Bye.